Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Chantal, a fashion designer here to help you grow your creativity and confidence in design. In today's video, I'm showing you how to create a mood board for your own fashion collection. It is one of the most important steps in the designing process. Whether you're working on a school project or preparing for your next launch, the tutorial will help you organize your inspiration into a strong visual story. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's dive in. So first, what is a mood board? A mood board is a collage that communicates the vibe, tone, and direction of your collection. It can include images, textures, colors, and quotes, anything that inspires you actually. Think of it as your collection's mood in one single frame. To create a mood board, you'll need a theme or a concept in mind. You'll need Pinterest and magazine books or your own photos for imagery. You'll need a color palette, fabric swatches, or texture samples. If you're planning to do things more physical, you will need scissors, glue, and a board. So I will be using the Draw app, the FashionDraw app by Fashionary, and we're gonna get started. Okay, step one, you need to define your concept and start with a clear idea and ask yourself, what story am I telling? Who is the muse or target audience? Is there a season, a culture, or an era that inspires you? For example, lately I've been inspired by the 70s era. If you check out my Instagram, you'll see my latest content created based on that current zeitgeist. Make sure to follow me on Instagram for fashion design info and inspo. So let's see. Since I told you that I am currently obsessed with the 70s zeitgeist, so I decided maybe let's do a collection inspired by that era since I'm currently in that era. Mentally, creatively, you name it. So the first thing I'm going to do is look for some pictures on Pinterest. I want to tell the story of the spirit of the time where it was all about expressing freedom, love, excitement, and the person I want to dress is Cher. Let's dress Cher. That's the time when Cher started her own TV show, and she is iconic for all her show looks. So if I was her designer, this is how I would design her whole collection. I'm gonna just look at some cool runway looks of the 70s, maybe something that can inspire that look. Perhaps something that says Cher is here and ready to take center front stage. So the first thing I'm going to do is go onto the app. I will be using the FashionDraw app. I'm going to download the picture onto the FashionDraw app and drag it into the corner. And then let's go to Pinterest, shall we? So the first thing I'm going to search is, let's say Cher. First, we're going to look for our muse. And I love this one already. I'm going to download that image. What else are we going to do? I'm going to also pick this one as well because it shows her personality. Okay. And you can see she has, she really enjoys the look of the crisscross across her chest. So that's her go-to look. So we found our muse. We're going for the 70s zeitgeist. So I'm also going to search 70s zeitgeist, 70s aesthetic. I'm going to get inspired. So we also love the jumpsuit era. Oh, I should have said Diana Ross. Oh, fuck. Okay, let's say divas. Just to create some variation, I'm also going to add Diana Ross because I remember she was also a character of that era too. She was amazing. So we're gonna also design for divas in general, right? So that means sequins, honey. Basically, divas of the 70s. Okay, I feel like we have everything we need, right? We have enough to start the process. So the first thing I'm going to do is add the pictures. First, we're going to add the divas. And I want to add the full, let's see, yeah. We're going to have them match. So let's use Cher and Diana Ross. Okay. So what's nice about mood boards is that you can eliminate some things, like remove the back splash of this one image so that it can overlap. I'm just gonna do like a cute rough overlap. We can leave some for dimension. Already the creativity is flowing. And then we're going to add some, we're going to take this image and put it right next to share, right? I think it will create some, it makes clear sense that we are designing for the divas of the 70s. Okay, and then let's expand. I think it's nice and clear. Cool. So now we have an idea of the direction our muse. Step 2. Gather information. Collect images that reflect your concept. These can include editorials, runway looks, nature, architecture, film stills, art, or texture. Don't just collect fashion. Explore outside the box. This is where your personal style really shines. And let's look at the architecture. The interior designing of the 70s also speaks something. That's something I want to include as well. The interior design of the 70s. I remember the makeup was pop. The makeup was all about pop, and they had lava lamps as well. So we can also use lava lamps, and I'll show you how we're going to use that. That's going to be really cool. You see that they also had a form of repetition as well. So I love the backsplash of this one interior designing, and I like the glossy look, so it can also inspire the choice of fabrication we're going for. The interior designing is very inspirational. Ooh, and I also love this pattern, this nice illusion wavy pattern that I'd love to add in one of the designs. So let's download that image too. And I really want to emphasize this fun color. So what we're going to do is use it as a backdrop, basically. Again, we're going to eliminate some things. For example, I want to emphasize the nice swirly shape of it. So I'm going to erase this part. And as you notice, I'm already working with composition, so I don't have to go back at it. Already we get the gist that we're going to include orange into our look. We're not sure yet about the green, so we want to I love the different kinds of oranges here. There we go. Already it's creating a certain silhouette. You're already inspired about maybe the hemline will have that swirly look, right? Okay. Now we have that texture. It's already providing visual texture, whether we're gonna have it overlap as fabric, or that's gonna be the actual print, or the hem is going to be flowy like that. It's already giving an emphasis of the design on what direction we're going with. Now, I think it would be best to bring in some runway looks, or let's see what we have. Okay. Let's see. So I like the fact that we can use some jumpsuit. I love that it's asymmetrical as well. Let me see. So we do love the jumpsuit idea. I'm just gonna pick one of the jumpsuits, and that means I'm gonna erase the rest of the women. So again, why I like using this app, can you see how easy it is just to create a mood board? Right now I'm creating one just solely for this episode, so we're gonna just go with the flow at this point. And the nice thing about creativity is you just go based on how you're feeling, the vibe you want to emphasize. If you really like something, that's what you want to do. And since we kind of don't want to confuse ourselves, that we mainly inspired by the neckline and the whole premise of a jumpsuit, what I can do is just put down the opacity, right? And maybe we can move this pattern a little bit larger to cover the silhouette in a way. And then what we can do is on top maybe draw over, just so that there's an understanding, that concept of like we are thinking of doing a jumpsuit using this kind of pattern on top. Remember, You're going based on the flow. And now it's pretty clear that you are inspired by the jumpsuit. Okay, I like it. I think I like it. Step 3, choose a color palette. Select 4 to 6 colors that represent the mood you're going for. You can use tools like Adobe Color or extract tones from the image itself. Add swatches to your mood board to tie everything together visually. So let's extract some colors for the concept, right? So we're gonna take some colors to see what works. We're gonna go with, maybe we love the coral. Oh yeah, let's use some watercolor. It creates an artistic look. Okay. So we're gonna use like some coral. And it seems a little too light now showing. So let's get another pen. Okay, let's do a flat hard pen maybe, let's see. Let's see. So we're gonna play with the different kinds of, sorry, I can't speak at the same time, isn't that crazy? Okay, so we're gonna test out like the different swatches we can have, right? So we have this coral. Let's try and find a new one. I wanna see it with this kind of like light coral. That already looks good together. Right there, literally extracting from the images, right? I think also it would be nice to have some nude colors, so we can use like Cher's nude, and then we can also use Diana Ross's nude, so we can show some like variation of the colors. And I think we need a little pop, right? I think the green we might end up using, so getting like I love that yellow. That yellow would be nice. Oh, it's not really yellow. Let me try and find I don't know. Okay, let's say green. We'll add the green. So this is already giving me a vibe of we're going to be creating a winter collection. Just by looking at the color combination, it's giving more of a winter range. Jackets, outerwear, 70s inspired outerwear. Maybe it will have the furs. So with the lava lamp can help us identify the kind of silhouettes we want to go with, right? Okay, what we can do is get inspired by the different lava lamps, right? The different shapes, and we don't want it to repeat. So let's use these 3. And this, since we're now deciding that we're gonna go according to, we're gonna do outerwear based on the color combination. It's very autumn. It's already giving us a season to work with, right? We're gonna use the lava lamps as inspiration for the jackets that we're trying to create, right? So you see, I'm keeping the person in mind. We're designing clothes for divas of the 70s. My customer needs a coat for when she's running in between shows, coming off the limo into the wardrobe, and she needs a big fur hat. Or maybe on the red carpet, she needs a big 70s inspired fur hat. Fur coat. And so I would look at these lava lamps for the inspiration of the silhouette of those coats. Also, it's also adding some new variation of color. We can also extract color from these lava lamps too. If you want to add the pinks, the reds, that will look great, right? Step 4, layout and composition. Now you need to arrange your images. Write notes, add key notes, keywords, and labels to help you clarify your theme. Since we now know the direction we're going with, I'd also advise that you write down your ideas while you work. So those are the different key points that we say we're going to put, right? So let me write this down. I'm gonna write onto the patterns just to create some creative definition. I'm just gonna create a new layer. And I'm basically gonna say 70s diva, so that we can get the vibe. So we go back to Pinterest and we're gonna look for runway. Let's say runway coats, right? And let's add the zeitgeist, 70s. Ooh, this is so cute. Boom. We just got one. Download image. We're taking that one. Let me see if there's any other ones that are popping in. I like this one too. Okay. So we found some runway looks that we can use. And then we're gonna add them in. Now we can actually bring these two, select these two, merge them, and make them smaller because we found new inspiration, right? And I really like how expressive this one is, so I think we're gonna go with the Dior. Can you see it goes with the colorway already? So already that is giving us an idea of where we're going, where we're heading. We're deciding to do runway coats that have the same flair as the jumpsuit as well, right? So we're gonna definitely add this one. I suggest that maybe we should erase some aspect of this so we can have full emphasis on the coat. And as you can tell, the ideas are just coming together and it's flowing. I did not know the direction of the season, for example, in terms of like what season are we going for. But by just looking at inspiration and the different pictures of that era and that zeitgeist, we're gonna go ahead and do coats. Now I think what's missing is we need some fabrication, and since we have decided that we're doing outerwear, let's go onto again Pinterest and look for fabric swatches. So we're gonna start with I'm trying to think what fabrics we'll do. Let's say like back in the 70s. PVC though, it's not warm, right? So let's say sheepskin fabric swatch. So we're definitely going to add some sheepskin fabric swatch. I think it gives a vibe of the 70s for sure. Let me just download these ones because I love how compact it is. Sheepskin, we want the actual swatches. These feel very warm, right? And then this one has more of a 70s texture, I think. Just to get the feeling. And I think it would be nice to have some wool. I know there weren't a lot of wool. Back in the 70s, there was more polyester. But maybe I'm doing for a star, so I'd love some, let's say, oh gosh, I don't know if sequins would look good with wool. If we're doing wool, I'd love like, I don't know, let's say bridal satin. Let's see how that looks. I think it will give a very superstar look, right? Bridal satin with sheep wool. What do you think, right? So we're gonna make some bridal satin with some sheep wool. Let's see how that goes. Insert picture. Oh, and they match. Okay, so we have this, and then let's add bridal satin. All right, I'm going to put this at the back burner. Let me move that all the way behind the colors. Okay, so there's some sort of understanding, right? Step 5, the final touches. Look at your board and ask yourself, does this tell a story? Is it cohesive? Does it inspire the designs that I want to create? If yes, congratulations, you've just built the foundation of your entire collection. So since we are going towards a more outerwear, we can make adjustments and remove, or let's just make it go, we can't see it, right? We're gonna have it disappear instead, and we're gonna focus on the outerwear coats. So now, this is when it can take the main center, and we've decided we're doing outerwear. And then we also want to emphasize the silhouettes, make it clear that we're gonna use these silhouettes. And you know me, I like to create dimensions. These are all just conceptualizing on the dot, right? And as you work and create your collection, you will be able to delete, remove, add on, hide some ideas as you design. But these are just to get your mind running. Already with this mood board, you get the direction of where we're going towards. We've decided to scratch the jumpsuit and go straight to outerwear because we were just inspired by the texture and the print and the colors from the print that automatically turned it into a outerwear winter look, right? We've also decided to use the lava lamps as silhouettes. Let me show you how that would look, right? So using lava lamps as the silhouette, this is what I think we should emphasize. If this is the collar, we'll have the top area of the collar, right? And the coats mimic this. And since we're doing for superstars, we want to create like the bell shape as well. So it will have some sort of opening like that. Maybe the pockets will be here. And then the coat will be right here with like the sheep skin here too. You know, it just gives us an idea of where we're going. So this one is more shaped that way. This one can be a more lean look, right? Have a super long coat, maybe tailored and then open on the back. Maybe can have a bit of a dress action here, you know, also with like pockets, leaner sleeves, and maybe like a simple 70s lapel. This one can be a hooded version of, was there hoodies in the 70s? But we're designing in today's zeitgeist inspired by the 70s. But this coat would have a hoodie. Probably this can be the first short one, and then the sleeves are huge with like sheepskin or something. As you can tell, already the lava lamps are creating the silhouette of the different coats. And even leaving this onto your mood board already creates the emphasis and tells you like, oh, I'm using this for the silhouette. It's a great description. Your colors can definitely change also based, I feel like it needs to be more brighter. Since we're going more to a fall look, the colors do work. And then with the satins, you can definitely play around with the different types of fabrics. All right, so now we have an idea of what direction we're going with, the colorways that we're going with. You can add some notes. I don't know, it's pretty clear. The different notes are clear. But for example, if you want to add some notes, what you can do, you can add and say like lava lamp silhouettes, and then you can add hold on, like for example, I would love to use the fur, let me say wool fur as the trim or lapel. And then you can play around with the different colors, so that say if we want to add new colors, now you can go to your color palette area and extract more colors like from here and add them into thing. Maybe these will be shown through trim finishes, can be like the trims in between the oranges, and to give it a spark of lava. And then maybe, you know, some different cute colors inside. I really like the yellow, it makes everything pop. So even if it's just like the purple, orange, and then the yellow, you can just mix it up. We want to look at the actual composition of everything. And what I'd like to do is do a little bit of erasing and adjusting. So what I would do to adjust this whole mood board is to adjust probably Diana Ross. Oh wait, let's adjust her. We're going to just, what I love about this app is you can isolate even after combining looks. So we're gonna just adjust her and make her like as big as Cher. And then also probably on the same one, we want to get rid of like, and make it more cohesive and flowing, so it flows the eye. And then I'd also adjust the squareness, create some interesting shapes just to show that it could be a lapel and that it's a collaboration of fabrics. We're also creating like the 70s zeitgeist of overlap. And there you have it. This mood board started with just muses of the 70s. All I knew is that I wanted to design for the 70s diva. And then I decided, okay, the colors from the swirl is actually making it more of a winter range. So let's focus only on coats. And then there's the lava lamps of the era, and I decided to use those as the silhouette of the coats. And we showed that over here on the mood board. So when you look back at it, you know exactly where you're going. Obviously, as we work throughout your design direction, you make adjustments. You can even add next to this mood board another mood board and continue the storytelling of what you're creating. So I really hope you enjoyed this, because I did. Here are some pro tips. Number 1, less is more. Don't overcrowd it. Number 2, keep your audience or client in mind. Number 3, revisit your board during the design process to stay on track. And 5, don't be afraid to tweak your board as your ideas evolve. Mood boards are a creative playground. Have fun with them and let your instincts lead you. And that's it. I hope this tutorial helps you create a powerful and inspiring mood board for your next fashion collection. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and comment below what your next collection theme is. I'd love to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more fashion design tips and tutorials. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.